In this video, I'm going to show you how you can deploy Llama 3.1, Phi Mistral Gemma-2, all through Ollama on a GPU-enabled EC2 instance on AWS. I'm going to show you completely from scratch how to set this up from AWS, and then what we're going to be leveraging, and by the end of the video, you'll have a nice clean Go script. So whether you want to add API keys within this, or if you want to build on top of it, you'll be able to do all of that. I'll just show you quickly how it will work. Through our Go script, we're going to have a really basic OpenAI compatible script where we'll be able to pass in our base URL, the model, the messages, as well as the stream. So by the end of the video, you'll have a base URL. You'll be able to set up your authentication with your API key. And then we'll have a simple sort of OpenAI compatible schema for how we interact with our API. So just to show you how this works, this is just a really quick demonstration on how it works. Without further ado, let's get into it. So to get started, once you're in the console here, is you can search for EC2 in the search box here if you don't have it on your home page. From there, we're going to go ahead and click Launch Instance. In this case, we can just call it Ollama GPU server or whatever you want, really. And then what we're going to do here is we're just going to browse these AMIs. So now what we're going to be searching for is deep learning. Now, the reason we're using an AMI is it makes it really easy to set up all the different CUDA drivers and all of the things that you need to leverage that GPU that's connected to your EC2 instance. If we didn't do this, you could still set this all up, but there would be a handful more steps on having to actually install all of the different drivers and making sure that's all set up. The nice thing with this is there's less room for error. You can just search for the deep learning base. It should be the one at the top, but just to confirm, it's going to be the deep learning base OSS NVIDIA driver GPU AMI Ubuntu 2204. We can go ahead and select that, continue on. Next, for the instance type itself, if you just search for G4 here, it should pop right up. We're going to use a G4 ADX large. So you can see it's 4 vPCU, it's 16 gigs of memory, and you can see all of the different pricing there as well. Once we have that set up, you can select your key pair. If you don't have one, you can just create a new one and save out a PEM file. Put that within a safe spot on your computer, but you can name this whatever you'd like. We're going to use that in a further step here. Then once we have that set up, we're going to allow HTTPS traffic as well as HTTP for now. And then we're going to configure the storage. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it to 65 gigs. The one thing to be mindful of is when you're selecting the amount of storage is just think about how many models you're going to have. Depending on the size of the different models, so you can see like Llama 3.1 is 4.7 gigs, or if you select the 70B version, that it's 40 gigs. Just be mindful, if you just want a few of the smaller models, you'll be able to get by with something like 65 gigs. You can also tweak this later if you run out of space and you want to provision some more storage. Just be mindful of that as well. Once we have that, we're good to launch our instance. It will just take a moment. And the one thing is, if you don't get a success screen, don't worry, you'll get a little URL that you can go to where you'll just have to request access to more vCPU. So just make sure that you select the proper type of EC2. So in this case, we're using that G series. And then you're also going to want to specify the region that you're going to be using, and then just put in a couple lines on what you're using it for. Once you have that, you can go ahead and connect to instance here. And this is going to be how we SSH into the server. So now go within the folder wherever you have that PEM key saved out. In this case, I just put my PEM keys temporarily on the desktop here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sudo SSH, or depending on how your computer is set up, you'll be able to just SSH potentially. And then once we have that, we're just going to log in here. Now, the first time you connect to the instance, you'll just have to accept and say yes, just to make sure that it's an authentic request. And then as soon as we see Ubuntu as well as the IP on the bottom line here, we're good to go. We're just going to go ahead and run an update and upgrade everything on the instance. So even though it comes pre-configured, you update it in case there's any sort of security updates or just little things on how the library works. All right, so there's a handful of things that need to be restarted. Once that's done, what we can do is we're going to go ahead and install Go. So the one thing I'll mention is I will put a README with all of the steps on what I'm doing in this video. You can just walk through and set this up. All right, so again, we're just going to be restarting here. So just a couple last things. We're going to be installing Ollama. And then finally, we're just going to git clone this simple Go server that we can configure for being able to set up API keys and further build on what we already have here. Once we have that, let's just ls, and we see that we have that from GitHub. and we'll cd within here. Again, you can ls in here just to see what's in here. So it's a simple main.go file as well as a go.mod. In this case, let's try it with a really small and quick model, and that's going to be the Gemma-2 2B model. You can just search Ollama for the model that you want to run here, and then you can just paste it into your terminal. The first time that you run the command, it is going to download that model. Depending on how big the model is, it might take a few seconds to get everything spun up. But as soon as it's downloaded, you'll be able to start to interact with it directly within the terminal here. If I just say hello world, now we have that streaming back to us. So now that we know Ollama is running, what we're going to do is we're going to go run main.go to fire up that server. Now we see that the server is running at 8080. So what we need to do now is we need to go back to our instance where we connected to it. You can go down to where it says security here. You can click security groups. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to edit the inbound rule. So we're going to add a new rule. We're going to leave it to custom TCP, and then we're going to set it to 8080. Now you can set this just to your IP if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just expose it there. Now, mind you, if it's exposed like this, it is accessible on the internet. So we'll save that out. And then what we can do is if we just open a new terminal, we can go back to your instances and click on the instance details. And what we're going to need here is the public IP address. We're going to copy that, and then we're going to hop on over to the terminal here again. And then what we're going to be doing is that's what we're going to be using for the base URL to query our endpoint. If I just paste this in here and I walk through this, we're going to be using the chat completions endpoint. We're going to be using the bearer token of demo. This demo token is just hard-coded within the Go file right now. You could swap that out to something unique. Now, obviously, there's going to be a few different steps to make this really secure. I'm just showing you a basic implementation here. You would have had to at least guess this token to be able to interact with our server. Then from there, what you can do here is you can pass in the model string, and then you can pass in your messages, just like you would the OpenAI API. Then you'll be able to specify whether you want it streaming or true, and then we can test out the endpoint there. So there you see, now we have a streaming response back. And that's pretty much it. Now there's a couple other things that I wanted to show you. If I hop back to our server here and I just close out that Go file. So now if we want some persistence, so say if the server stops for whatever reason or it errors out and it exits, what we can do is we can sudo vim into Ollama API.service. Then within here, what we're going to do is put in a few things. So if you're not familiar with Vim, you can just click I, and that will insert, and then you can paste in this script here that'll put within the GitHub repository. And then once we have that, we can click escape, and then you're going to go :WQ!! That's how you save things out in Vim. But just to run through this, we're going to be pointing to that main.go file that we had here. Within here, when the server starts, we're going to run that go command on the main.go file that we have there. And then we have our working directory and then the user when it restarts, etc. We can go ahead, write that out. And then what we can do here is if we sudo the systemctl, we can enable that service. And then we can also enable that service to start as well. We see that it's created that, and then the service should start. Now, if I go back to where I was interacting with the API on my local machine, and I go ahead and run it, and now we see that it's running on the server, and I didn't have to go within the folder and actually go run main like you saw me do previously. That's pretty much it for this video. You can play around with the main.go file. If you want to swap out the API key, you can swap it out in there, but there's a number of different things that you can do within here. Now, I did this within Go. You could set this up with whatever you like. So if you want to use something like Node.js and an Express server or a Bun server, you could do something like that. You could even leverage something like LangChain in an implementation like this. And all of a sudden with this, you have your own GPU. So you aren't going to be metered with every single token and having to incur a cost with having to interact with all of these different hosted providers. You'll just be able to run it yourself and have that autonomy. And the other nice thing with Ollama is you will be able to just manage it as if it was on your local machine. And the great thing with Ollama is usually within minutes or hours when there's a major open source release, they have them implemented within Ollama. But you can imagine once you have this all set up, you can just run the newest model and you'll be able to have it on your own hosted endpoint. That's pretty much it for this video. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, until the next one.